The same company that builds your GMC's factory parts sells them in their own box for up to 80% less. The dealer just charges you for the badge. 15. You should never buy there. I'm Dale. 12 years on the dealer side ordering these parts myself, so I saw both numbers. One honest note, up to 80% is the ceiling, not the average. Some parts hit it, others are 30 or 50. I'll be straight on each. Let's get into it. Number 15. Wiper blades. This is the most absurd markup in the whole store, and it's the easiest one to fix. And it's the perfect place to start, because it shows you the pattern behind all 15. GM doesn't manufacture most of what's in that box. Outside companies build the part for the assembly line, then sell that same part in their own packaging for a fraction. A wiper blade is a wear item. It's rubber on a metal frame, and it's going to wear out no matter what you buy. The dealer charges a premium price for a GMC boxed blade that's made by the same handful of companies that supply every parts store in the country. Buy any reputable blade off the shelf, and you're getting the same thing. This is one of the few parts where the savings genuinely hits that 70 to 80% ceiling, because the dealer markup on a consumable this simple is just outrageous. Grab a quality blade at any parts store, and you'll pay a fraction of what the service drive would have charged you to snap on the same rubber. And swap them yourself. It's a 30-second job per blade, no tools, and there's no version of this where paying shop labor to clip on a wiper makes sense. If you want a tip that costs nothing, replace them in pairs, before winter, not after the first storm when you're squinting through a smeared windshield wondering why you waited. Number 14, your engine air filter and cabin air filter. Both are shelf items, and both are marked up hard at the dealer. For the engine air filter, AC Delco Gold, Wix, or a decent Fram off the shelf is the same specification the dealer sells you at a multiple of the price. And the cabin air filter, the one that filters the air blowing into your vents, is even better, because it's often a 5-minute swap behind the glove box that you do yourself. The dealer charges you for the filter and the labor to install a part you can drop in with your bare hands. Realistic savings here run steep on the part, and even steeper once you skip the install labor. Two of the easiest wins on this whole list. And a word on the cabin filter specifically, because most owners don't even know they have one. It sits behind the glove box on these trucks. It catches dust and pollen and road grime, and when it plugs up, your airflow drops, and your blower motor works harder to push air through it. People chase weak vents and musty smells for months when the answer is a filter that costs less than a tank of gas. Check it once a year. Number 13. The oil filter. You change this constantly, so the markup adds up every single time. An AC Delco Gold or a Wix oil filter off the shelf meets the same specification as the one in the GM box, because in a lot of cases it's built to the same standard by the same kind of supplier. There is no secret filtering magic in a dealer-boxed filter. You're paying for the box. Buy them by the case when you find a deal, and your cost per oil change drops meaningfully. On a part you replace this often, that's real money over the life of the truck. And do the math with me on the long haul. If you're running a truck to 200,000 miles, you're doing something like 25 to 40 oil changes depending on your interval. Multiply the dealer's filter markup across every single one of those, and you'll see why this unglamorous little part earns its place on the list. Nothing about it is exciting. It's just money you keep. Number 12. Spark plugs. The dealer marks these up two ways, on the plug and on the set. Iridium plugs from AC Delco, NGK, or Denso off the shelf are the same plugs that go in these engines from the factory. NGK and Denso are OE-level plug makers. This is what they do. The dealer inflates the price of each plug, and then you need 8 of them, so the markup multiplies across the set. Buy the set yourself, and the savings stack up fast. Same plug, same heat range, a fraction of the price when you're buying all 8. One thing worth saying on plugs though, buy the correct plug for your engine, not whatever's cheapest on the shelf. Heat range and gap matter, and the wrong plug causes misfires that'll have you chasing coils and sensors that were never the problem. The savings come from skipping the badge markup, not from downgrading the part. Get the right plug from a name like NGK, Denso, or AC Delco, and you've got factory performance for parts store money. Real quick, the full playbook on keeping a GMC alive and cheap to run past 500,000 miles is in my GMC blueprint. Links in the description. Back to the list. Number 11. The battery. The dealer sells you a battery at a premium, and it's rarely the best deal or even the best warranty. The same battery groups that fit your GMC are sold at every parts store and warehouse club, frequently with a stronger warranty than the dealer offers, and often with free testing and installation thrown in. A battery is a standardized part. The group size that fits your truck fits it no matter where you buy it. Savings here aren't 80%, but they're solid, and the better warranty is worth as much as the price difference. Number 10. The serpentine belt and tensioner. These are pure commodity parts, dressed up in a GM box. Gates, Dayco, and Continental build serpentine belts for the entire industry, including as OE suppliers. The belt in the GM box is the same belt one of these companies made. Buy it under their own name, and you get the identical product for less. Same with the tensioner. When the belt is due, do the tensioner at the same time, and buy both from the OE maker's own line. And do them together for a real reason, not just convenience. A worn tensioner puts uneven load on a new belt and chews it up early. So replacing one without the other is how people end up doing the job twice. The tensioner is the part with the spring and the bearing in it, and it wears out quietly. If yours has any wobble in the pulley or any noise, it's done, and a squealing belt is usually telling you about the tensioner, not the belt. Number 9. The thermostat and radiator hoses. Cheap parts, big markup at the counter. A thermostat is a few dollars of stamped metal and a spring, and a radiator hose is molded rubber. There's nothing exotic here. AC Delco Gold or Gates off the shelf gives you the correct part for a fraction of the dealer price. These are low-dollar items, but the dealer markup percentage on them is some of the highest in the store, so buying them right is easy savings. One piece of advice on the thermostat that'll save you a headache: buy the correct temperature rating for your truck, not a cooler one. People put in a lower temp thermostat thinking it protects the engine, and all it does is keep the engine from reaching the temperature it was calibrated to run at, which hurts your fuel economy and can throw a code. The factory temperature is the right temperature. Buy the right part cheap, not the wrong part cheaper. Number 8. The water pump. This gets treated like a special part, and it isn't. AC Delco Gold, Gates, or ASIN all make quality water pumps, and ASIN in particular is an OE caliber supplier. A water pump is a standardized component: an impeller, a housing, a bearing, and a seal. There's no factory magic that makes the dealer's box better. Buy from the OE level supplier's own line, and you get the same reliability for well under the dealer's price. And while you're in there, replace the coolant and inspect the hoses, because the labor to get to the water pump is the expensive part of that job. That's the general principle on any part that's buried. The part is cheap, the access is expensive, so when you're already in there, do the neighboring wear items at the same time. Doing a water pump twice because you cheaped out on a $20 hose while the front of the engine was open is the kind of mistake that stings for years. Number 7. Ignition coils. This is where the numbers start getting serious, because a full set at the dealer can cost what a whole set costs on the shelf. AC Delco, Delphi, Denso, and Bosch all make ignition coils to OE standard. Delphi especially. Remember that name, because it used to be GM's own parts division before it spun off, and it's still an OE supplier for ignition and fuel components. When you buy a Delphi coil, you're often buying the exact part that would have been in the GM box. Buy the set from an OE maker, and the savings across all 8 coils is large. Here's the practical part on coils. When one fails, most owners replace just that one, and I understand why. It's the cheapest move that day. But coils age together. They live in the same heat, and they've all got the same miles on them. If you're at high mileage and one lets go, doing the whole set from a quality supplier usually costs less than chasing them one at a time over the next 2 years, and it ends the misfire chase for good. That's exactly the kind of decision that's easy when the set costs shelf money and painful when it costs dealer money. Number 6. Sensors. Your oxygen sensors, mass airflow sensor, map sensor, crank and cam position sensors. This is one of the clearest examples in the entire video. Here's the key fact. Denso, Bosch, and Delphi are the companies that make these sensors as OE for GM. So when you buy a Denso oxygen sensor or a Bosch mass airflow sensor under their own brand, you are buying the identical part that was sitting in the GM box. Same sensor, same everything, minus the badge markup. There is zero compromise here, and the savings are large because sensors are exactly the kind of high markup electronic part the dealer loves. Buy the OE maker's brand and you win outright. I'll add one caution here, because sensors are where the cheap part trap really bites. Off-brand oxygen and mass airflow sensors are notorious. They'll read slightly wrong, your computer will fuel slightly wrong, and you'll be back to a check engine light and worse mileage in a few thousand miles, having saved nothing. The whole point of this list is buying the OE manufacturer's own box, not the cheapest box. On sensors especially, the name on the label is the difference between a genuine saving and a return trip. Number 5. The wheel hub and bearing assembly. One of the most inflated parts in the entire store, and a common failure on these trucks. Timken and SKF are OE bearing suppliers. This is their specialty at the highest level. The hub assembly the dealer sells you at a steep price is the same kind of unit these companies sell under their own names for far less. When a hub goes and starts howling, the dealer quote is eye-watering. Buy a Timken or SKF assembly yourself and you save a large chunk on a part that's built to the same OE standard, or better. And know the symptoms so you catch it early. A hub bearing usually announces itself as a humming or growling that changes when you sway the truck side to side at speed. It gets louder over time and it will not fix itself. Left long enough, it can take out the wheel speed sensor built into the assembly and light up your ABS and traction control, which sends people chasing electrical problems that were mechanical all along. Number 4. Shocks, struts, and steering and suspension parts. And here's the twist. The aftermarket parts are often better than what came from the factory. For shocks and struts, Bilstein, Monroe, KYB, and Rancho are the names. And Bilstein in particular will outlast and outperform the factory shock on durability. For your steering and suspension, ball joints, tie rods, control arms, Moog is the standard, and Moog parts are frequently more durable than the original GM part. So you're not just saving money here, you're often buying a better part than the dealer would sell you, for less. That's the best kind of win on this list. The reason the aftermarket can beat the factory here is simple economics. GM designs a suspension part to a cost target and a warranty window, good enough for the miles they're on the hook for. A company like Moog sells to people whose parts already failed once, so their whole business is being the part that doesn't come back. That's why you'll find greasable joints and beefier construction on the aftermarket piece. It's one of the few places in this entire truck where the replacement is genuinely an upgrade, and you pay less for the privilege. Number 3. HVAC and door actuators. The blend door actuator behind your dash, the door lock actuator, the window regulator. Small parts, enormous dealer markup. Here's the standout. Dorman specializes in making improved versions of GM parts that had known weak points from the factory. So on a lot of these actuators, Dorman didn't just copy the GM part. They fixed the flaw that made it fail in the first place. You pay a fraction of the dealer price and often get a more durable part than the original. On a component that fails as commonly as these do, that's a huge saving on a part you might have been quoted a small fortune for. And here's how you know it's the actuator and not something bigger. A failing blend door actuator usually clicks or talks behind the dash, often when you start the truck or change the temperature setting, and you'll get air that won't switch from hot to cold properly on one side. That clicking is a plastic gear stripping. It's a small, cheap part doing a small job badly, and it is absolutely not a reason to replace anything larger. Know that, and you can't be sold the expensive version of this repair. Number 2. The four-wheel drive transfer case encoder motor, or actuator. This is a classic failure on GM trucks, and it's one of the biggest percentage savings on the whole list. When this fails, your four-wheel drive stops shifting properly, and the dealer quotes you a big number for the assembly. But Dorman and AC Delco both make this part at a fraction of that price. And again, Dorman's version often addresses the weakness that caused the original to fail. This is a part GM owners get quoted hundreds of dollars for, and you can buy the better version for a small share of that. One of the most satisfying wins in the entire store. The symptom is distinctive too. You push the button for four-wheel drive, the light blinks and blinks, and either nothing happens or it takes forever to engage. Most owners assume the transfer case itself is failing and start bracing for a catastrophic number. It's usually the little motor on the outside of the case that moves the shift fork. A bolt-on part, not a teardown. Knowing the difference between that motor and the transfer case is worth thousands of dollars in peace of mind alone. Number 1. The alternator and the starter, remanufactured. This is the biggest absolute dollar savings on the list, which is why it's number 1. A brand new alternator or starter from the dealer is a large number, but a quality remanufactured unit, with a warranty, costs a fraction of that. And here's what you need to understand about a good reman. A proper remanufactured unit isn't a used part. It's been torn down, and the wear parts, the bearings, the brushes, the worn electrical components, have been replaced with new, and then the whole thing is bench tested before it's boxed. A good reman from a reputable rebuilder with a solid warranty will serve you just as well as new. The one caution: buy from a quality rebuilder with a real warranty, not the cheapest mystery reman you can find. Because a bad reman skips the testing and reuses worn parts. But buy a good one, and you save the most money of anything on this entire list, on a part that does a big job. And one more piece of practical advice on these two: test before you replace. A weak battery gets blamed on the alternator constantly, and a bad connection gets blamed on the starter. Any parts store will test your charging system and your battery for free, and that 5-minute test tells you whether you need a $200 part or a $10 cable end. The cheapest alternator is the one you didn't need to buy. Now, I promised you honesty, so let me tell you when the dealer actually is the right call. Because it isn't never. First, programmable electronic parts and modules that need GM-specific coding. If a part has to be programmed to your truck's computer, the dealer's often your best or only clean path. Second, safety parts where exact fit matters, and there's no clear OE equivalent on the shelf. When you can't confirm you're getting the same part, don't gamble on it. Third, anything under warranty or covered by a special program. Don't pay out of pocket for something GM is already covering. Let them. And fourth, find body and fitment parts where the aftermarket genuinely is inferior. Sometimes the panel or trim piece just fits better in the GM box. So here's the rule that ties it together. Buy from the OE supplier when you can, and buy from the dealer when the part is truly GM specific with no real equivalent. Knowing the difference is what saves you the money without cutting a corner you shouldn't. So there they are, 15 parts your dealer sells you at a markup for something he didn't even build. Remember the rule: find the OE supplier, buy their box, and save the dealer for the parts that are truly GM specific. You're paying for the part now, not the badge. And if you want the full playbook on running your GMC cheap and forever, that's my GMC blueprint. One PDF, no mechanic, no lift, links in the description. That's it from me, Dale, 28 years deep.